see about the Dallas Cowboys now. 3:38 left in the third. And the Cowboys saddling up on their own 15. First and 10. Danny White giving to Timmy Newsom. And Newsom goes down butting heads at about the 18-yard line. Timmy Newsom is bigger than most Cowboy fullbacks. He weighs about 227 pounds as you look at a somewhat anxious Lehman Bennett chewing on a 2-touchdown lead and a rather stoic and, as usual, inscrutable Tom Landry.
What a job both those guys have done this year. Landry's brought his club along remarkably well, and Lehman Bennett has been a surprise at the NFL.
Second and 6 on the 19, and Danny White looking for a receiver, throwing on the run, and it is caught by Tony Hill, who was spun out of bounds, but enough to pick up the first down. Let's take a look at that play.
Well, Danny White's maneuverability made this play possible. 3-man rush, and watch White move around, avoid the rush, and then hit Tony Hill on the insert in your screen. Tony Hill, look at Tony working to the open place. Instead of standing there, he works to the sidelines. White hit him.
And Roland Lawrence right there to bring him down. First and 10 on the Dallas 30-yard line. Dorsett and Newhouse back in there again. Drew Pearson in motion. And they'll give it to Dorsett. Cutting back against the blocks, and he gets out to about the 40-yard line, and then the Falcons try to punish him.
Well, the Falcons, Ben, you said punish them. They love to gang tackle. In that last play, there were at least 4 men in on the tackle. And, you know, Dorsett is so quick and so fast that he's by you, so all you can do is grab the arm or the elbow.
You know, one of the stories so far, prior to that carry, Dorsett had gained only 15 yards. So now, with 1:35 left in the third, Atlanta leading 24-10, Dorsett has rushed for only 24 yards. But in a 2nd and 1 on the 39. And they'll go to Newhouse. And Newhouse out across midfield, still on his feet at the 45 and drives to about the 43. A great single effort by Robert Newhouse.
Well, he's a fire plug back, a hard runner, protects the ball. Look at him, look at the hole there, look at the blocking. He's not going to go all the way, but he's always picking up valuable yardage.
Remember, this started on the Dallas 15. The last time Dallas had started on their 15, Preston Pearson fumbled on the Atlanta 15. And now Dallas gets the ball again on their 15 and immediately moves out to the Atlanta 44. So they can move it. It is 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 44. Dorsett, little pass to Ron Springs coming out of the backfield, and Springs goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line at the 17-yard line, and here come the Cowboys.
And Vin, all of this is possible because they got the running game going. He fakes a play-action pass on that last one, hits Springs in the flat, and he runs for a first down.
He didn't quite get out of bounds. The crowd had obscured it, and the clock is still going, so there's only 7 seconds left in the third quarter as Springs got it down to the 17-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, Atlanta 24, Dallas 10. We now pause for a word from your local station. Start of the fourth, 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 17. It is 24-10 in favor of Atlanta, and Dallas trying to pull a Falcon trick and come from behind.
And then the reason they're on the 17 is they finally got that running game going so that White can throw. He has to have that sequence.
Robert Newhouse taking a brief respite on the sidelines, and Danny White brings him out. Tony Dorsett and Ron Springs. Drew Pearson goes right, and Tony Hill goes left. And White going down the left side. All alone is Tony Hill at about the 5, and then he came back up again. Finally brought down by Kenny Johnson.
Well, they threw one-on-one. Here's Tony Hill going down the field. Bootleg action. The corner's laying off. Johnson's laying off. Made the play.
They will spot the ball just inside the 7-yard line.
Anytime, Ben, you can get that corner laying off, take whatever you can get. 4 yards, 5 yards. It's good football, good offensive football.
First and goal for the Pokes, and they send Drew Pearson wide left, Tony Hill right. Dorsett and Springs behind Danny White. The motion is Drew Pearson. And they go to Dorsett, trying to go wide. And he is knocked out of bounds, shy of the goal line, but he's getting awful close.
Boy, those young linebackers are hard to run on. They just swarm all over the ball carrier. That's why they finished third against the run.
Remarkable note of Tony Dorsett. For 10 consecutive years, that means going all the way back to high school, he has averaged 1,000 yards a year, better than 1,000. He's had 11 touchdowns rushing during the regular season, and now, of course, when they get down to pay dirt, they give him the ball. Tony Dorsett, 4 years from the University of Pittsburgh. What a play. Well, from the 1, it's second and goal. And they want Dorsett to get on the other side of Newhouse. And it'll be Newhouse. He's in there. Robert Newhouse busting over. Newhouse had 6 touchdowns during the regular year. And look out, the Cowboys now got one that got away on them, and now they're coming back.
Back in the ball game. Good blocking at the point of attack. Giving it to a hard-nosed guy who's always low and is built low, and he scores. When they snapped that ball, there was only 3 seconds left. Shifting around the backfield, they almost used up their full 30 seconds, man.
Well, one of the big plays, of course, besides the running of Dorsett and Newhouse, passes to Tony Hill and Ron Springs.
13:53. We lost 6 seconds. Can you put it back, please?
And you can hear Fred Silva saying that we lost 6 seconds on the clock. It should be 13:53
we'll establish
left
the new
in the
time
game.
on the ensuing kickoff.
So they will establish the new time on the ensuing kickoff. So it is 13:53 left in the game.
That might not seem like it's important now, but when you get down to that final second, you need a field goal. It's very important.
You know, the history books tell us the Cowboys are the only NFC wildcard team ever to win in the divisional playoff round. They beat San Francisco in '72, and in '75 they beat Minnesota, both times with incredible last-minute heroics.
I remember them very well.
Well, Rafael Septien trying to kick it through. Hold by Charlie Waters, and the kick is good. There's a flag, however, on the kick. Septien, during the regular year, had kicked 59 out of 60. And he had kicked 78 straight until he had one go awry against Oakland.
On the kick, successful. 27 on the defense, leverage. 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff.
Well, a penalty against Tom Pridemore of Atlanta. Watch this hold by Charlie Waters, spinning the ball to get the laces up front, and a perfect kick by Septien. Nope, he's going to kick it all the way to Waycross.
You know, we used to be able to jump on a guy's back and jump up and block the kick. Minnesota was very good at that. Bud Grant's team did a good job of that. We used to do it. Then they put in a rule that you can't step on a man and get elevation, get extra height to block a kick.
So on a 1-yard run by Robert Newhouse. And by the way, the clock is still at 13:47. So it is 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Atlanta leading 24-17. Bartkowski staying cautiously on the ground, getting out to about the 24-yard line. The clock now running, as you see, as they try to catch up properly.
Boy, when they're in that last formation with Andrews at fullback, what we call a Brown set, you really got to stop him. He starts so quickly.
Andrews has carried for 36 yards. Cain has carried for 41 yards. Remember, no running back has ever rushed for 100 yards in the playoffs in 27 previous playoff games against Dallas. second down. Bartkowski looking left, has to throw over the hands of Too Tall Jones, and an incredible catch is made at the 41-yard line. Wallace Francis somehow came up with that ball.
A great catch. Bartkowski has to throw, backing up. The hands are up. Martin's hands are up, making him throw out of a well. And watch this catch by Wallace Francis. He threw over the linebacker in front of the defensive back.
Well, Francis, a rolling catch, taking Aaron Mitchell away from it, brings it out to the 41-yard line, where it is first and 10. And they'll try the middle, and Randy White is right there to wrap up Andrews and take him down. Would you say that's cautious, George, or do you think it's just all part? For instance, you see Bartkowski, you figure one play leads to another, huh?
I think, for instance, that last play, he just ran the ball. He picked up 3 yards, 2 yards, but he's setting up a play-action pass where he'll fake to Andrews and hit Jenkins or Jackson deep. Even though he hasn't been successful on first down, he loves those play-action runs, and they'll set up the play-action pass.
Well, it's 2nd and 8 on the Atlanta 44 with Alfred Jenkins, who's been quite a star on the right side, and now Wallace Francis comes over to join him. The pass is to the Junior Miller, the tight end, and he dropped it as Dennis Thurman came up to defend.
And then the reason he dropped it, the Cowboys came with a blitz, a safety blitz, and before he could get his head around, the ball was on him. Bartkowski had to get rid of it.
Miller has caught 3 passes today for 48 yards. Francis has caught 4. But the big man, Alfred Jenkins, has caught 4 passes for 153 yards.
Well, he's a home run hitter.
Junior Miller comes out now. They had the track team on the right side. Bartkowski looking right. And finally has it smothered by Too Tall Jones.
Well, the Cowboys came in with a 4-man rush, and it was effective. They ran a stunt, and Too Tall got right in his face.
Fulton Kuykendall, who's been leading the linebacking brigade for Atlanta, and he has really been punishing Tony Dorsett whenever Dorsett gets his hands on the ball.
He certainly has. The momentum's changed a little bit, Vin, now. The Cowboys stopped them. Cowboys offense been moving the ball.
It's 4th and 8 on the 44-yard line. John James will be punting from his 35. Good snap. Crosby could not get in there. And a fair catch called by James Jones at the 24-yard line, and that's where Dallas will put it in play. 2 of the last 3 possessions, the Cowboys really moved, and now with 11:23 left in the game, we'll see if they can move it one more time. Left in the ball game. Atlanta 24, Dallas 17. The last time the Cowboys had the ball, they went 85 yards in 8 plays to get to within 1 touchdown. And now they start on their 24. Dorsett from 3 yards behind Newhouse takes Newhouse back, fumbles the ball, and I think Tony fell on it at the 30-yard line.
Well, they're doing the same thing, Ben. They're running the ball, which will set up the pass. They got a break there. It looked like he never had really put the ball away and had possession of it.
So despite the fumble, he picked up 6.
There it is. High formation. Oh, yeah, the leg kick. The leg come up and hit his elbow and knocked the ball loose.
2nd and 4 on the Dallas 30. Pearson has spent all day in motion. This time it's Tony Dorsett in motion. It's blocked by Herbert Scott, and he goes out of bounds across the 35-yard line. And it would appear he had picked up the first down. Herbert Scott helping Dorsett.
Well, they're doing the things that they did well against the Rams last week. They're running the football, which will help him throw it, take the pressure off of White.
One reason, too, is Tony Dorsett now had something like 15 yards in the first half. Now has 51 yards in 10 carries. He's beginning to eat him up a little bit, 5 yards at a shot.
Well, you know, the Falcon defense allowed 59% completions against them. So White, Landry, the Cowboys know they can complete passes. It's just a matter of what type of pass.
Robert Shaw, the backup center, who played so well against the LA Rams last week that he won a game ball. He'd been backing up John Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald has a bad foot. Shaw has done a great job in the middle of the line, and they would really miss him if he can't play.
It would be very disastrous. Last week, Shaw did a heck of a job against the Rams. Where you miss him the most is in the shotgun.
John Fitzgerald, bad foot and all, is in there now. 1st and 10 on the Dallas 36. So John Fitzgerald, 10-year veteran out of Boston College, playing on a bad wheel. Pearson left and Hill right. Danny White going to go down the right side, in and out of the hands of Butch Johnson, and picked off by Tom Pridemore. And Pridemore is across the 40 to the Atlanta 43-yard line. Pridemore comes up with the football again. Remember, it was Pridemore who recovered the Preston Pearson fumble.
The ball deflected off of 3 people.
Butch Johnson had it go off his hand.
There it is. The ball was thrown high. Butch Johnson, watch him jump for it. Deflected by Lawrence. Pridemore in the right spot at the right time.
Pridemore, the youngest member of the House of Delegates in West Virginia, he can run for office in Atlanta. 1st and 10 for William Andrews. And the Cowboys stack him up at the 35-yard line.
Well, they had Andrews hit for maybe a 3-yard loss. The strength in his legs and his spinning around, he gets back and picks up a couple of yards.
Let's take another look at the interception. Remember, the temperature is maybe 30 or in the low 20s, and it's a little bit high.
Looks like Johnson could have caught it. Looks like he caught it. Although the ball was way up on his fingertips.
We have 9 minutes and 59 seconds left in the game. Back in there. Meanwhile, Atlanta has just made a change. Alfred Jackson has come out. Wallace Francis is in there. Bartkowski, thanks to the alert interception by Tom Pridemore, has it a 2nd and 7 from the Dallas 35. And they go straight ahead for maybe a couple.
Well, the defensive tackle shut off the middle. They've stopped Andrews better than anyone we've seen this year. This is a big series for both ball clubs.
Here in Atlanta with 9 minutes and 17 seconds left, the temperature is 31 degrees. Meanwhile, Tim Mazzetti standing on the sideline. He had an early field goal and a couple of points so far. 3rd and 5 on the 33. And it's a quick release to Lynn Cain, and Cain to the 30, 25, still on his feet to the 20 and driving. And it's a 1st down, Falcons.
Well, you know what, Vin? Bartkowski, Lehman Bennett had the right play call. The Cowboys are dogging. See 41 come in from the backside, but he has the quick dump off to Cain.
Dennis Thurman missed him there.
Dennis Thurman miss, picks up the 1st down.
Well, they're going wild here.
Perfect call for that defense.
The Atlanta Falcons capitalizing on the interception, trying to drive now, have it 1st and 10 on the Dallas 19. Francis right, Jenkins left. Bartkowski looking left, hasn't got anybody, and he's going to go down, dragged down by John Dutton, number 78.
You know, that's the difference between Bartkowski and White. Bartkowski is not too mobile.
White, he's had so many physical problems,
yes,
too.
White can get away from that rush, move around a little bit.
Bartkowski's had 3 knee injuries. John Dutton goes out. With 3 knees, an elbow, and ribs, you can understand why Bartkowski is not too mobile anymore. In fact, he's the first Atlanta quarterback to play every game in 8 years. Larry Cole is now in there for John Dutton, looking pass on a 2nd and 14 from the 23-yard line. And Bartkowski completes his pass at about the 16-yard line to Wallace Francis, but he has to get down to about the 9.
That was another good catch. That ball was low. They had a pretty good rush on Bartkowski. Wilson was right there to make the tackle.
Well, the ball is just shy of the Dallas 16-yard line.
And then the thing that Bartkowski is doing, he's throwing to the right receiver. He's throwing to the one-on-one, and there's less chance of an interception there, a better chance of a completion.
Atlanta leading by 2 touchdowns, gave one back. Now they've intercepted a pass and they're driving to get it back again. That's Junior Miller in motion to the left. Bartkowski under some heat by Randy White, still able to throw it away. Randy White just missed sacking him. Dave Scott and White were putting on quite a battle, and Bartkowski just did unload, so Tim Mazzetti will be asked to kick the field goal. And we have another player shaken up. This one is Warren Bryant of Atlanta, number 66. There's Bryant coming off.
Both of their tackles are 6'6", both first-round picks. They're the focal point of that offensive line.
Well, Bryant has to come out. The hold by John James at the 24. So it's a 34-yard field goal. The kick is up. The kick is good. Tim Mazzetti, who tried out with Dallas, who was raised in Brazil, went to the University of Pennsylvania. He's got a southern drawl. Fourth quarter brings up an interesting note. The Falcons were not shut out in the fourth quarter in any game this year. And in some head knocking here in the fourth, they finally pick up 3 points, and a very big 3 points indeed.
And Vin, the reason it's such a big 3 points is that now with 6:37 to play, you can play pass defense and pass rush, not to worry about the running game too much. If they run the football, fine. The clock will keep running.
Mazzetti kicking from the 35, and it's going to roll on the ground and be fielded by James Jones at the 17. He's to the 35 and bent almost in half at about the 38-yard line. Robert Pennywell, number 59, bringing him down. The big play, of course, was the interception by Tom Pridemore of the pass that went off the fingertips of Butch Johnson. The Falcons then went 7 plays with the 34-yard field goal by Mazzetti to make it 27-17 Atlanta. And now let's see about Danny White and the Cowboys. 6 minutes and 28 seconds left in the game. And they put it in play, 1st and 10 on the Dallas 38. Going for a bunch of them to Drew Pearson, upended just across midfield. Tackled by Kenny Johnson.
You know, we used to
first down
defense then Drew Pearson all the time, double him all the time. Here he is in the bottom of your screen, play action, 1st and 10. He's driving Kenny Johnson off, acting like he's going deep. Perfect execution. That guy in the clutch, there aren't many better.
He's remarkable. In fact, the Pro Hall of Fame panel put him on the all-decade team.
He deserves it.
1st and 10 on the Atlanta 47. Tony Hill on the left side. Drew Pearson in motion. Play action fake to Dorsett. And White with time going to Tony Hill. No good. Almost intercepted by Kenny Johnson. He had his hands on it, but he couldn't hold it.
Well, they had him covered front and back then. Kenny Johnson in front. Here it is again. Play action. 3-man rush. This is one of the reasons he has the time. Now, Kenny Johnson almost intercepts it right here. And Pridemore, 27, has covered him deep.
Kenny Johnson is only about 5'10". Tony Hill is 6'2", so that's quite a battle. There's Kenny, the rookie out of Mississippi State. Meanwhile, Landry, listening to his coaches upstairs, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. White going to Drew Pearson, and he makes the catch inside the 25-yard line.
Then perfect execution. How many times I've seen that? Here it is. 4-man rush. Watch this. Good protection. Watch him throw a strike right into Drew Pearson.
That's Roland Lawrence finally bringing him down. So it is 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 23. 4 minutes and 58 seconds, and of course the clock is going. Each team with 3 timeouts. Tony Hill goes left, Drew Pearson right. Dorsett is behind Springs. And White's going to put it up again. And now releasing it quickly to Dorsett at the 20, to the 15, falling to the 14-yard line. Bob Glazebrook finally bringing him down.
Well, this is a vital drive for both sides. Dallas has to score, then at least kick a field goal. They'd rather score a touchdown to get back in the ball game. Atlanta knows if they stop them here, they got the ball game. So it's a vital series for both sides.
Second and less than a yard.
Yeah, more for the Falcons.
Ball on the 14-yard line. Drew Pearson going left. And Danny White looking, can't find anybody. Now he's going to start to run, pointing, directing traffic, going in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. What a catch by Drew Pearson.
Shame.
Oh, what a catch.
And you know why he had all that time and could scramble around, Ben? I've said this so many. It's a 3-man rush. A 3-man rush. Here it is.
They're in shock here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Watch
Pearson.
Danny White point with his left hand. Yeah. He's going to direct the traffic.
Right. And watch Pearson operate. Watch him. Watch him operate. He's waving his arms. And he still has all day to throw. A 10-second pass. And he goes up, places it at his highest point.
Took it away from Kenny Johnson at the last second. Now the big point by Septien is up and good. And we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, and this thing is very much alive. Drew Pearson spinning into the end zone, and watch that leaping catch to get Dallas close. The game, Atlanta 27, Dallas 24. Septien kicking it high, and it will be fielded at the 10 by Mike Smith. And here come the Cowboys. Down he goes, and a flag on the play, and it looked like one of the Cowboys almost threw a punch, and I believe they will call a personal foul. Well, there was a right hand that went flying through the air.
Well, here it is. Let's see if we can see it.
That's Bethea, 76. That's Timmy Newsom trying to grab. There's the elbow. Yeah. Hello.
Forearm.
Dexter Clinkscale, I believe it is, who threw the elbow, and that was a flagrant foul.
Well, that's bad judgment. Forearm to the jaw. See, here you are behind. 3 minutes and 31 seconds to play. That's losing your poise. Bad judgment.
On the run back, number 47. Personal foul. First down.
Dexter Clinkscale is the rookie out of South Carolina State, number 47. Here he comes with the elbow.
Yeah, good call. He took a punch at him.
Well, that moves the ball out to the 24-yard line. First and 10, Atlanta. Leading by 3, and Bartkowski to Lynn Cain. Dennis Thurman can't bring him down. Oh, he picked up a couple.
You know, Lynn Cain is a fullback, was a fullback at SC. Now they're using him as a wide receiver. If I were defensive him, I'd play him real tight. I wouldn't give him that room. Now that also shows Bartkowski is not worried. He's not conservative. He's got a lead, but he's still throwing the ball. He's still putting it up.
Meanwhile, with this ball game very much alive, and there's one reason why, Drew Pearson. It'll be a 2nd and 4 on the 30-yard line. And tripped up and dropped right about at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Vin, we've seen so many games going back to Dallas's touchdown to Drew Pearson, where teams act like they have the ball game won, and they go into a prevent defense and a three-man rush, and it just gives that quarterback more time to throw. That's how Dallas, or that's how the Rams lost the Falcons here. Three-man rush, 3rd and 38. You got to put pressure.
Winding down, George. 2:50 left. 2nd and 3 on the 31, and Bartkowski telling Junior Miller to get over the other side. And look at Ed Jones. Ed Jones doing a tightrope. Here comes Lynn Cain, and they will box him in at the 30-yard line.
No flag. Boy, Jones did a tap dance. Yeah. Oh.
Ed Jones. One thing about Too Tall, when he does something, he's obvious. Yeah. 6'9". Look at that. Too Tall didn't lose his head. He knew he was in motion, so he stayed back of the neutral zone. No encroachment, no offside. 4th and 3 on the 31. By the way, Bartkowski has passed for 312 yards. Danny White has passed for 252 yards. This game is sure changing, George.
It certainly is, man. 2 minutes.
So we have come to the 2-minute warning. And a brief respite from the activity, and a chance for us to salute the folks who worked so hard to bring it to you. Executive producer Charles H. Miller, standing on the 15. James Jones standing on the Cowboy 33. Long count, and the Cowboys are not coming. And James gets off a beauty. And James Jones at the 30 is buried right there. In fact, he went down to the 29, and guess who? Well, if you've been watching, it's down at the bottom. Ray Strong, number 25. What is he play some football for Atlanta?
And then John James came through with a clutch kick. He had 4.9 hang time. That's why there was no return on it.
We talked earlier about Dallas winning wild card games with the exciting last-second histrionics of Roger Staubach. Back in 72 and again in 75. Now we'll see with Danny White, 1 minute and 48 seconds. 1st and 10 on the 29. And from the shotgun, they have a blitz on, but he gets it away, and it's complete to Butch Johnson, who is taken out of bounds around midfield with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the game.
What they did, they blitzed, and I'm sure White called an audible here. It took him a while to get the ball off, and he hits the out pattern for a good gain. Smart offensive football. I'm surprised the Falcons blitz went an all-out blitz on that.
So it is 1st and 10 on the Dallas 49 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left. And Preston Pearson has now come back into the war. Danny White going to release it to Pearson. They have a screen for him, and Preston picks his way gingerly across the 40-yard line. 1st down.
Jeez.
A minute and 18 seconds left on a 1st and 10 for Danny White and the Cowboys. White in the end zone there with nobody anywhere close to it.
He threw that ball away, Ben. The last 2 passes, the Falcons went with a 3-man rush. That screen was a heck of a call in this situation. They need about 7 more yards, maybe 5 for Septien to be in field goal range. His range is about 50, and that's long for him.
So it is 2nd and 10. The ball on the Atlanta 36. Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium has become a madhouse, as you would well imagine. 27-24 Atlanta. 60,222 in the house, and everybody up and at 'em as the Cowboys in a drive. Right out out of the shotgun. Dorsett and Pearson blocking. They release to Dorsett. To the 35, to the 30, to the 25. They will stack him up and sling him to the ground at the 25, but he will have picked up the first down to keep the drive alive. 52 seconds each side with 3 timeouts left. And there he is. Rafael Septien will very well be called upon to tie it up. His longest field goal ever, 52 yards against Oakland. On the right side, Drew Pearson goes right. 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 23. And Danny White throwing in the corner, no good. Tony Hill ran out of real estate in trying to make the catch. Kenny Johnson was stride for stride with him.
They're working Tony Hill on Kenny Johnson. Again, Kenny Johnson's giving him room. Falcons are dogging. They picked it up. The ball takes them out of bounds. You know what, Vin? At the start of this, we said the game was dead even.
They're having trouble with the clock. Earlier, they did not have 6 seconds on it. It was 11:47. It should have been 11:53. The clock apparently did not go, and there's 49 seconds left. Butch Johnson on a wing. And now Drew Pearson in motion again to the right. Picked up by Roland Lawrence. And it's a pass to Drew Pearson. He caught it. Touchdown. The Cowboys are out in front with 42 seconds left.
You know what it is, Ben? It's what we talked about, a playoff experience. Big game experience. Drew Pearson, the clutch guy, making the catch. 42 seconds on the clock, if it's correct. Actually, he's pretty well covered, but Lawrence didn't see the ball. What a comeback.
The Dallas Cowboys were down 24-10.
There it is.
They have not only caught, but they have passed the Falcons, and Atlanta has gone from euphoria to the pits of depression with 42 seconds left. Charlie Waters coming up out of the hold after the wobbly pass. He's going to pass in the end zone, no good. Charlie Waters had a trouble getting the handle on it.
That was a big miss here. Now a field goal ties the game. Good snap. He just fumbles it.
And then by the time he teed it up, Septien had already committed himself. And Waters tried to come up and salvage the point anyway. Kenny Johnson was in there. And that means Atlanta has 42 seconds to somehow come up with a field goal and get even.
And they have 3 timeouts, Ben. They have all their timeouts. So that's very important. What a game.
And here's the kick, and he's going to kick it deep. Smith will take it in the end zone, and he will run it out. I wonder there to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, backs out to the 27, flag on the play.
Well, he hesitated there, Ben. You notice that? He didn't know whether to bring it out or not.
Bruce Huther, number 57, a little hot on that play, and let's see, perhaps a tripping foul. Let's see. 13-yard line with 36 seconds left for Bartkowski. Charged by Larry Cole. And Cole went right over Bartkowski's head into the end zone as Steve went down at about the 3-yard line.
Well, then they ran a stunt, and Cole came around. The left end came down. Too Tall came down inside, and Cole came around. They didn't pick him up. Let him in there scot-free.
We'll see 60 minutes at its usual time. 31 seconds left. Time running out on the Cinderella Falcon. Bartkowski passing and complete at the 20-yard line. Wallace Francis caught by Wilson and Thurman before going OB.
Well, the Cowboys then came in with a 4-man rush, and they're running stunts. They're putting pretty good pressure on them with that 4-man rush.
So now you have a third down play for Bartkowski. The ball is on the 21-yard line. Third and about 2, but he doesn't have the luxury of time. 24 seconds left in the game. The stunning again of the Cowboys, and the pass no good. That one led Alfred Jenkins just a stride too much. Aaron Mitchell right there with him. Boy, it's tough to play a long season and come down to 19 seconds.
It sure is to have the type of season these guys have played. You know, the last time I said with Bartkowski at quarterback was 4th and 11. I said he's got to get the first down. He threw for a touchdown. Here it is, 4th and what, 2?
4th and 2.
4th and 2, 4th and 3. He's got to get the first down.
Well, with 19 seconds left and with 2 timeouts available, let's see what Bartkowski and the Falcons can come up with.
Get the first down and step out of bounds.
And Bartkowski over the middle, no good. Intended for Wallace Francis. And that was a 4th down play. So Dallas takes over, and with 15 seconds left, that picture tells a lot. Steve Bartkowski, wearied, beaten up, and thoroughly frustrated and disappointed, walking off with the rest of the red shirts. They ran out, and for the Dallas Cowboys, that remarkable team that had been in the playoffs 14 times in the last 15 years, that had their remarkable victory against the Rams after being pummeled on Monday night. They were behind 24-10, and they were able to rally and pull it out. What a story for Dallas in that incredible chapter for Tom Landry.
It's a tremendous comeback, coaching, discipline. It's again been the maturity of this ball club, the playoff experience, the number of big games they've been in, and the guy that came through in the clutch again was Drew Pearson.
And for Tom Landry, the 3rd winningest coach in NFL history, Hallis, Lambeau, and Landry. He's done it again. Meanwhile, a bitter day for Lehman Bennett. He brought his Falcons as far as they could go. They put on a tremendous show, but they were unable to cork up Drew Pearson, who stole the game in the end zone on that scrambling pass from Danny White.
And what a job Lehman Bennett has done. He was the NFC Coach of the Year. He's taken this team that was 6-10 last year, turned them around 12-4. And again, as you mentioned, every game they lost, they could have won. They lost, I think, 10 out of 10 out of 12 that they won, they came from behind. And now here they're going to lose this.
Meanwhile, Leonard Tost and Jim Murray and good friend Dick Vermeil and company will open up the doors and welcome Dallas in Philadelphia. The time running out in this story in Atlanta as the Cowboys came from behind and beat Atlanta 30-27. This is Vin Scully for George Allen. Hope you enjoyed it. Now let's go to Brent Musburger in the NFL Today.
All right, thank you very much, Vin Scully and George Allen. You have just watched by far the most exciting game of the playoffs so far. Earlier, of course, Jimmy the Greek told us that San Diego would be a 4-point favorite over Oakland. But what about Philadelphia and Dallas? We'll be back with that as the NFL Today continues in just a moment. Of Landry's face, he's standing by with Irv across the locker room. Let's go to Irv now.
All right, Brent, a big smile indeed. Coach Landry has to be one of your happiest moments ever, isn't it?
It really is. They was fantastic. You know, Drew Pearson was just amazing, but all of our guys, you know, it's awful easy to quit when you get down 14 points or 10 points or wherever we were, but our guys never quit. They always believe they can win, and boy, as long as you do that, you got a chance.
Well, I know you have a standard rule that you have to get Tony Dorsett over 100 yards rushing to have the kind of game you wanted, and it didn't happen today. What happened to the game plan to alter your thinking?
Well, originally, it's hard to get 100 yards on the Atlanta anyway. They've given up about 105 all year as an average, but we felt like we fell behind. I knew going in the game that they were going to be very high and very rested, and they showed it. They got 10 up quick on us, and so I felt like we had to try to get back in the game some way without just grinding it out. So we tried almost everything we had today.
I know you said earlier in the year you didn't quite know what kind of a Cowboy team you're going to see from week to week. What kind of Cowboy team do we see this afternoon?
Well, I tell you, we saw a great group of competitors. You know, the game is a great game anyway, as you know, Irv, but when you see players that won't quit, when they know they're going to sudden death, boy, that's quite a tribute to them.
Okay, next week you travel to Philadelphia. Any thoughts about that one?
Well, we've been there twice against them so far. They're a fine team, and we're going to look forward to it. And we hope we beat your old team.
Congratulations, Coach. Brett.
All right, Irv, thank you very much. Phyllis, what about these Atlanta Falcons? They took it a long ways this year.
No question Dallas had a tremendous comeback, and they should be commended. But the Atlanta Falcons played such an outstanding game, had such an outstanding season. Nobody has anything to be ashamed of here today. That is a special team, and Bartkowski was right on target all year.
All right, Jimmy, now looking at the championship game, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys back in Veterans Stadium. How would you establish that?
Dead even, Brent. Dead even.
Dead even?
Yep.
The Eagles are a home team.
I know, but they're hurting. Montgomery's hurting, their wide receivers are hurting, and Dallas has got big moves.
So we got a pick 'em there at San Diego by 4. Let's go back to Irv Cross in the locker room.
Boy, here's the 1-2 punch that did it late in the ball game. Danny White taking the club about 60 yards, and he had to win it. Danny, a lot of people said that they didn't know if you could come from behind in a pressure situation. What are your thoughts now that you've had one and done it?
Well, there's nothing else to do, Irv. You know, you just got to do what you've been working on all week. And when you got guys like this, like Drew, you know, he's unbelievable. He made 2 catches that had interception written all over it.
All right, here's one of your passes right here to Drew.
This is the one I scrambled on, I think, and I threw this ball right in between 2 defenders, and he came back for it. He doesn't come back for the ball. It's intercepted, you know, and that's just a matter of having. I'm trying to get him to go the other way. He doesn't listen to me. He comes back for the ball there and just fights it. That's an unbelievable catch.
All right, with that catch, you took the score was 27-24. And Drew, you've made a lot of big catches during the course of your career. I remember the old Hail Mary catch in Minnesota when Roger Staubach threw it. How would you rate your catch here late in the ball game?
Well, it's got to be the greatest because there's a lot of personal satisfaction in this for me, and to come from behind the way we did it here in Atlanta, great fans here in Atlanta, and to overcome all these obstacles.
Here's your winning catch right here, Drew.
Yeah, it was a blitz, and I really didn't see the ball. I didn't see the ball for a while, and I looked back and I looked at Danny. He was looking at me, and I looked up and I seen the ball up there, and it dropped right in my arms for the 6 points.
A big 6 points. Okay, Danny, Philadelphia next week. Any thoughts?
We're just going to do what we tried to do the last 2 times. This will be 3 times in 5 games we played them, and you know, that's unbelievable. We've got a lot of confidence that we can beat them and give them a good game. They've got a great team. They're coming off a win, so they've got it back on track again. So we're just going to have the same kind of effort from everybody. And we get 45 guys playing like we did today, we'll be all right.
All right. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And what a war that will be in Philadelphia as the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.